When I came in today, everybody's like, why are you wearing a suit? And I'm like, episode 54, the Mack Talks, Save a Suit. We got Scott Sokolowski on the program today talking about the Save a Suit Foundation, where he helps veterans with suits and helps them with job placements, helps them set up their LinkedIn. He's doing some really awesome things for our veterans. Let's go. Chase, tell the people what the Mack Talks are.
If you're an entrepreneur, impactful leader, or business owner, the Mack Talks are that vehicle that brings you the stories that you need to hear.
That's right, real stories from real leaders. Check us out every Thursday. Welcome, everybody, to the Mack Talks. What are we at, episode 54?
54.
Episode 54.
Got a little Bruce going.
Chase Hutchison.
What's up, guys?
Sup, young lad.
Howdy.
Scott, how are you?
I'm good.
Thanks for joining us, man.
Here. Thank you.
Yeah. So we've got...
You risked your life to be here, so I really appreciate that. You left your house. You know, you got in your car. You might have touched two or three. I don't know, but you might have... Yeah, fist bumps. Even that's, I think, risking it a little bit. But I respect it. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So, yeah, it's crazy times right now. Yeah, who knows? Who knows what the hell is going to happen in the next few hours? That's what it feels like. It's like every time you turn around, it's just switching up and it's changing so often. So we're here Friday the 13th. Woke up to a nice, dark, doomy, gloomy day.
Yeah.
But we have an awesome podcast for everybody.
We have an awesome guest. We have an awesome podcast. Unfortunately,
Awesome
it's impossible to ignore the virus and what's going on. You know, it's going to be saturated by that, but we're going to talk about Save a Suit, and we're going to spread the word. We're going to get Scott's background, and it's going to be a blast.
So how do you pronounce your last name?
Are you ready?
Yes.
Sokolowski.
Sokolowski. I can actually do that. I think I could do that. Sokolowski.
Yeah.
A few times. Like, I can't even say my, Perry's last name. He's like my best friend.
I know that's impossible. No, but I can't even blame you for that. That's
Those Greek
hard.
names are tough. Like, so.
Impossible.
But yeah, so we kind of got in touch with you through, I see what you were doing with Megan Henry.
Yes.
And we've had her on the podcast before.
I've heard.
Yep. So I was like, looking at what you're doing, and I'm like, this is a really, really cool thing. I started to look a little more into it, and I'm like, this guy's perfect to come on the show and tell this story and kind of spread this around a little bit more. So tell us a little bit about, when you started the organization, and let our audience know exactly what Save a Suit is.
Organization started about 11 years ago. Our mission's simple. We engage with the community. We call on the community to clean out their closet, and we give business suits, professional attire, resources, and support to our veterans and our transitioning active duty to help them make a transition from the military to the civilian job. So 11 years ago, it was 2008, 2009. The world was ending, if you remember back then. The unemployment rate for veterans was 30, 40%. Mm-hmm. Fast forward to today, we just have a lot of veterans returning. So it's about 200,000 veterans are returning a year for the next 5 to 10 years. So It's a pretty big number.
Yeah. So you're basically trying to help them, get into the workforce and kind of take that burden off of them and help them with that.
Yeah, we're trying to be one of the first resources to really embrace the veteran. And then there's a lot of kind of other missions we're trying to accomplish too. 1 out of 8 veterans suffer from PTSD, 20 die a day from suicide. So, we're trying to build a coalition, be one of the first resources to touch the veteran, point them in the right direction. If they need additional resources, we want to be there to help them and guide them.
Yeah. So is Save a Suit is it like a larger organization that has like different, because I think I've seen other stuff like other Save a Suit organizations I think out there. I don't know if they're all under one umbrella, or how does that?
We're out of Bethel. We're little. We seem much bigger. We do events across the country, but currently we're small.
Yeah.
No, we're more of a regional organization. We're trying to grow national. 2020, we put together a great team. And
seems like it.
Yeah, we're looking to reach veterans all across the country. A couple of years ago, 2016, we created a national Ship a Suit program where we can help veterans all across the country. But we get 30 to 50 veterans a month that are looking to get a suit. So, we've been growing pretty grassroots for the last 10 years.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, and it's great that it's funny that you're in Bethel because that's my hometown. So when you told me that, I was like, oh wow, I didn't even. But like you're saying, it's a national organization. It's
Correct.
not meant to be a local organization.
Yes.
You're gonna find out about the organization on a local standpoint first, and then be like, oh wow, they're in Bethel, kind of like what I did. So. But tell us about some of the different events that you have going on in 2020 that hopefully are going to continue to still take place, and some of the things that you've done in the past. Because I see you with, lots of, athletes and just different people, helping out and contributing to the organization.
Yeah. We typically put on 2 to 4 events a year where we go to different regions of the country and we suit up veterans. One of the easiest ways for us to impact a veteran and help them. So upcoming events, end of April, we're partnered with the Department of Maryland, and we're going to suit up veterans at the end of April there. We have a pretty big event we're excited about at the end of May at the Coast Guard Academy. We're looking to really raise awareness for our women who serve in the military. That's why we were in touch with Megan Henry. She's been a spokesperson for us for that campaign.
Yeah.
So at the end of May, we're partnered with Women in Defense, and we're going to suit up and honor our women that serve our country. So
yeah,
excited about that.
That's great. And I saw you working out with how'd that work? How'd that go?
How did you think that went?
She's got a lot. You could tell she's one of those, those athletes that's probably got a ton of body strength, obviously, for what she has to do, right?
So she's very explosive. She's
yeah.
very powerful. Yeah. She has, I tried my best to keep up.
I can imagine that being pretty difficult. Right? I mean, you got to be in great shape.
She's constantly working out. Like, she's always on a routine or always on a schedule. So, I mean, I don't think I could beat her in some of those competitions.
And he's a spring chicken. This guy is. I mean, he's just like, so
she's
even he
pretty
could.
young. She was pretty young too, but she
goes hard.
Easy on me.
Yeah. She told us her whole story, so she's tough. Like, yeah. She pushes herself, which is why she is an Olympic athlete.
Army elite athlete.
Yeah,
she's also
USA member.
She's super dedicated to that stuff. So
she's like, we can do push-ups first, and I'm like, I got her on this one.
Yeah, right.
And she's doing these explosive jumping push-ups. I'm like, oh man.
I didn't know we were doing those.
I know you push-ups.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go up on my knees and just do them like half
right?
push-up.
Yeah. So what's your background? Like, what is it that how did you kind of stumble upon this? Like, have you had, because this is very entrepreneurial. I always consider people that do nonprofits and the people that are looking to help other people, I consider that to be extremely entrepreneurial, actually, because you really don't even get anything back from it to the extent as far as what you would with business, but yet you kind of take the same chances sometimes, and a lot of people put their own money into it as well.
Correct.
For these causes. So what was your background? What made you actually want to get into? I mean, I know that you are, you were in the military, so
Correct.
Obviously that has a play in it. But what made you come up with the nonprofit?
Well, I have a family of veterans, so it's in my DNA. I come from a family of veterans. My father was a senior chief in the Navy for 20 years. My grandfather was a chief in the Coast Guard for 22. I served in the Air Force myself, Air Force Air National Guard for 6 years. And
thank you for your service, by the way.
Appreciate that.
And your family.
I've always wanted to, after I got out, I always wanted to serve again, but I wanted to do it in a little bit different of a way. Having a father that was a senior chief and the grandfather that was a chief, their saying growing up was, it's my way or the highway. So
yeah, right.
As a young man growing up, I wanted it to be my way.
Yeah.
It was the time, 2008, 2009. I remember just watching TV, and I just couldn't believe that returning veterans weren't getting jobs. I'm like, they're sacrificing their lives for our freedoms, and they're not working.
Yeah.
And some of the other stuff too that you see. Back then it was 22 veterans die a day of suicide, and I'm like, man, how can I make a difference? And we started with just kind of it's like a dress to impress.
Yeah. For
veterans, and it was so easy for the community to get involved, and I think that's what helped us grow. Is everyone? I will say Connecticut loves their veterans, and everyone wants to support their veterans, and we just make it very easy for them. They clean out their closet, they donate business suits, veterans get suits for free. We sell the clothes to fund our programs, and everyone can get involved. And when we do events, we typically go into a community and we get corporations to do clean out your closet campaigns. So we can go into any town and create this amazing buzz to support veterans. And then we bring a coalition of resources to help veterans. And, with some of those statistics that I keep bringing up, one of my missions was, I have a lot I'm trying to accomplish here.
Yeah.
We wanted to get the veterans off of the opioids. And,
Yes.
And we thought maybe more of a holistic approach, yoga therapies, equine therapies, getting them to feel good, be confident, help get them a job.
Yes. Yeah, instead of just pumping them with medication.
Yeah, there's a couple different veterans that we touch. So we got the transitioning veteran. You have the veteran that retired, has been in the service for 20 years, hasn't needed a suit that we suit up. We get a lot of veterans at the event that served in, like, say, Vietnam, and
they might not need a suit, but they might need a little bit of help with something.
It's like
else.
an intervention.
Yeah,
it's like they'll say, they call me baby killers, and I'm like, well, listen, we're here for you.
Yeah,
this is your day.
Yeah,
let's get a suit. Tell us what's else, and we collect information. So when they register for the suit now, we've evolved. So we ask a question: are you suffering from PTSD?
Yeah.
Are you disabled? If we have additional resources, can we reach out to you?
Yeah.
They all say yes.
I mean, that's great to have that database, because as that continues to grow, you're going to be able to continue to help people, and then other people tell people about the database, and then, it'll just continue to just keep growing and growing.
Yeah, our National Ship a Suit program, we had a 3-year study. So we really get veterans from all across the country and every state. And 56% of the veterans that requested a suit, because we asked them why, were in transition or were unemployed.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of the core group that we're reaching. But I bet you there's, 15% was, it was that veteran that just needed the extra help.
Yeah. So. Yeah. And just the support and, like you said, like coming all together.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's really personalized too. Like you said, can we reach out to you? Like, so you meet somebody at a show or whatever, wherever it is, and you ask them a couple questions about their life, and then you reach out and connect with them, find out what's wrong. So it's not so broad. You know what I mean? The other things I was going to ask is, like, with resources along with a suit, assuming they're going to be going on job searches, do you help with things like putting together a resume, how to do a job interview correctly, stuff like that? Do you ever bring that up?
Yeah, so typically at the events, it's like a coalition. So we'll bring a photographer, do LinkedIn profile pictures.
Oh, that's awesome.
Boom.
That is
we'll
great,
have
man.
resume writers there.
That's great.
For example, last year when we partnered with, we did Vets Rock, which is pretty big in Connecticut. There's tons of companies that are hiring veterans. So we'll suit them up, and they go right out and they start talking to companies. So, and we did that with the Connecticut Department of Labor at Rensselaer Field too. I think it was Heroes for Hire. Mm-hmm. So we suited up veterans. We push them off to get hired. So
that's great.
We like this coalition. There's a lot of veteran resources. We want to just kind of organize it. And I didn't feel like, going into this, I felt like everything was very scattered. It wasn't very organized, and it's tough to get in front of the veteran.
Yeah. And also them not knowing where those resources may be as well.
Yeah.
Although you think, well, it's obvious. But that's, like you said, you're helping with the transitioning part.
Right.
Correct. The military is good at a lot of things, but that might not be one of their strengths. You know what I mean? Like,
they're getting better, but there's just so much
there's
time.
just so many people. I mean, it's
so much time they put into becoming a soldier, Marine, airman.
Right.
I mean,
and
weeks and months in basic, weeks and months or years in training. And then when you're done, I remember for myself personally, it's, thank you, and maybe a week.
Yeah.
Well, you're not thinking about the exit strategy.
No.
You know what I mean?
All.
Like, you're just trying to make it as a soldier, like in whatever your job is, like just trying to be good at that.
You know what it reminds me of? Black Rifle Coffee?
Yes.
So we had him on our podcast, Evan, right?
Evan Hafer, yeah.
He's awesome. So, and he was saying, like, he likes to, what was he saying, that he had like a list of, like,
yeah, he has something.
He wants to treat it the same way of when you're going in. Treat it the same way coming out.
Write a mission statement.
And that's one of the things
he writes his mission statement and say,
Because you need a plan, because you're going into it and you're being told this, and you're following these regimens, and then you come out and it's like, plop, there you go. And you just got to figure shit out. And it's like when you've been used to, and I'm not meaning like somebody telling you what you do, but you have the plan in place in front of you. And now it's like there's really no plan in place in front of you. So I think it's awesome. I love the fact that you do the LinkedIn profile right there. Like, let's just do it right now. Like real quick. Like, you know what I mean? It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect. So
yeah.
I think it's great, man. I think it's an awesome organization. I'm glad we found you. I can't wait to get behind you. And support this organization. So maybe we'll go to an event. Maybe we'll do some video content or something like that.
That'd
just
be great.
For you guys to donate to the organization. I'm big into nonprofits. After Sandy Hook happened, I started Newtown Strong. We raised about $22,000 at the time. I had a T-shirt company, so we just printed T-shirts, just after hours, donated the shirts. We even ate the shipping on it. So we were able to raise $22,000 and gave it in scholarship to a couple of kids. Throughout time, there's always different nonprofits, and I like them on a local level.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I get it. We need the Red Cross and stuff, but I'm more about trying to help especially if I see it on a local level, and it is a national.
Right.
Like the same thing we do with Andy, which is Push Against Cancer. We went and we did that event with him as well. So we're big in nonprofits. We love to support people that are trying to support other people that need help. So we think it's awesome.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Yeah. Where is it that you're from? Where did you grow up?
My dad was in the military, so we moved all around.
That's what I was going to say. That's why I asked you the question, because I'm like, how many? The question should have been, how many different air bases did you live at? Like that should have been it.
So I was born in Saratoga Springs, New York.
Okay.
My little brother was born in New Hampshire. My older brother was born in Hawaii.
Whoa. Damn.
So
That's funny.
He retired, so we could all go to high school, the same high school.
Oh, that's cool.
So we ended up in Enfield.
He put it all together at the end, right?
Like,
he found it all over the place. And he put it all together right at the end.
So, but grew up in Enfield, lived in South Windsor for a period of time, and I reside in Southbury now.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
nice.
actually where
That's where I
I grew
live.
up, and that's where he lives.
Yeah.
Nice,
So-
beautiful town.
Yeah. I always say it's a sleepy town. People ask me, do you like living there? And I'm like, well, no. But it's also not a bad town. You know what I mean? It's a great town.
Schools
but
are great. I have
it's
two little kids.
schools
they
are
just
good.
canceled school for 2 weeks this
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah.
But
So the funny thing that I tell everybody about Southbury. So I grew up in Southbury, and when you grow up in Southbury as a teenager, it's not an easy life. Like you have to literally be like stealth. Like if you're driving around with your hat on, you're getting pulled over if it's dark out because there's nothing going on. You know what I mean? So I moved to Danbury when I was like 18, and I always said I will never live in a small town ever in my entire. Chase is like, God, if I had to listen to this story ever again. It's like I will never move to a small town ever in my entire life. And then I had kids and I moved to Bethel immediately, and I was like, I love this town.
Yeah.
But now I do live on the outskirts. I don't like being in the middle of the town. I do live on the outskirts. I like to stay away from the drama of the small town drama stuff, But yeah, Southbury's a great town.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool.
Real quick, I was curious, just going back to the transition period for soldiers. Like, so when you exit, do they put you through any sort of like test or instruction before they release you to say, to analyze where you are mentally and then maybe come up with, do they provide that support? I mean, does it depend on the branch or?
when I served, no.
Yeah.
Now I
Now it's
believe
better?
they do. Yeah, it's a lot better. So, but still, like I said, you got weeks, months, if not years, basic, and then training, and then when you get out, even if they have that, it's maybe 2 weeks at the longest.
Yeah.
So, having additional resources, nonprofits locally is important.
Yeah, it's like the way I think of it. It's like trying to get back on track psychologically. You know what I mean? Like it's just a completely different life than you've been living.
Yeah, they tell you exactly. Think about basic. They shave your head.
Yeah.
They take all your clothes, and they get everyone to look the same and follow orders and don't make mistakes because people can die. And then they tell you what to do, where to go, where to eat, when to eat, what to eat, and then you get out and you're like, wow, I gotta.
So many choices.
I got so many choices.
But no, it's true. I mean, that's got to be that's a tough psychological thing to to get over, even if you don't have even if have the strongest mental health that there is, you have to adapt to getting back into that life. You know what I mean? So that's
It's also
for the people that have experienced war. I mean,
then it's a whole
different
thing.
another series of
that's
coping and
and
so.
It's also it's got to be what you make of it too. I'm sure there's people that take that more seriously. Like, what am I going to do when I get out, and then come up with a plan, and and then there's maybe people who just blow that off. So you need a resource like yours to follow up with people, in the community. Just people who have exited and then now are just sort of drifting. You need to round those people up and bring them in, and yours is obviously a great resource for that.
I'd love to talk a little bit more about when you do it with the whole entire company and the corporation, because I've seen some of your posts on LinkedIn. I think just recently, I don't remember the name of the company, but you were saying that they were getting behind what you guys were doing, and I'm sure people probably join every day.
Yeah.
But name some of the companies that have kind of really stepped up and are really kind of behind the Save a Suit organization.
I will say Connecticut, once again, everyone loves their veterans here. So, but currently we're trying to get 25 corporations to clean out their closet, to raise awareness for the women that serve in the military. We've got like Connecticut is doing the suit drive.
Nice.
I think Pfizer is going to be stepping up doing the suit drive, electric boat. So,
Awesome.
Yeah, we're really looking.
Let's go, Connecticut.
Let's go.
Let's go, corporate Connecticut.
Got nothing else to do.
I
right?
know, right? Clean out that closet. It's perfect time for Save a Suit.
Yeah, so that's kind of the lifeblood of our organization is suit drives, and we make it easy. We go around, we pick everything up. They get to take a lot of fun pictures, and everything helps and supports our veterans program. So it's really good.
And it's not like it's, you know what I mean? You're getting the suits from the people that aren't using them.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So it's not like it's not like you're asking for money. You're just asking for someone to clean out their closet. You know
Also,
what I mean?
an old suit is something that like everybody has, I feel, because you grow,
You change sizes all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
Well, especially now, they got these young man tight suits. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can hardly move in these goddamn things. Like, I need
it's just the style.
Spandex suit. You know,
it's the style.
Chase has one suit. And
I look like a
It's a
veteran.
1995 cop suit is what it is. Like, it literally is.
It's in the real. I don't think it's as bad as he makes it seem, but I do put an American flag pin on there.
Nice.
Because I'm very
He
patriotic.
looks like an old detective, like he should be driving a Caprice.
Yeah.
That's what he looks like. When he
You have
puts,
aviators?
He calls it no, I just got the Wayfarers, but he calls it the cop suit.
and honestly, if he didn't have that hair, he wouldn't even be able to pull that suit off. But
Yeah.
luckily, he's got
No,
the hair.
but actually,
goes with the
at that point, I had it high and tight though. When I wore it to the
complete opposite. I have the better suit with no hair. He's got the older suit with the nice hair. So
As long as he can rock it.
yeah, he can. So
and
I'm
I'm
for it.
actually thinking about donating that suit just because of all the heat that I'm taking, and it would probably
That's good content.
Probably-
when he
Big.
Chase is gonna donate.
I could
his
donate
cop
that suit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great content.
You have
Honest-
to be there for the veteran we put it on.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, and I hope this serves you better than it served me because it was.
I
it
won't
was
make fun of him
short-lived.
about it. I won't make.
It's
fun
like
of
a
him.
nice suit, but it would probably look better on a veteran than on me.
Yeah.
So anyway,
We get a lot of people all across the country that reach out to us regarding donating clothes, and one message that we get a lot is, their husband had served and he passed away, and they wanted to give his,
I think
his
that's
suit's life again, so they wanted to go to a veteran organization, and it's so humbling and nice every time we get a call like that.
Yeah, I think that is. I mean, that's amazing. That's really cool.
do you have any idea how many suits you guys are
Yeah.
up to? I was quite.
Do we have a pseudometer?
Do you have statistics on that or?
We're getting better at the tracking.
Yeah.
We've helped over 5,000 veterans, and so we've given out probably over 7,500 suits. I mean, when we do these events, we give a tie, a shirt, a suit, and pair of shoes. So
Nice.
it's really the
So
whole.
it's the whole.
it's the
yeah,
whole- yeah,
it's the whole kit and caboodle.
And hopefully they got some.
and maybe some pockets.
Yeah, maybe some pocket squares and
Yeah.
cufflinks if they got any laying around.
Well, this is an awesome organization. I'm so glad that you're able to come in, tell a story. I'm glad we're able to connect with you. It's funny because whenever we bring somebody on the podcast and stuff, we just become family with them, is sort of, right? I mean, wouldn't you say?
Well, because you get locked in with these and you really have nothing else to, you know what I mean? So you do
There's a lot of bonding that happens with these cans
right
on.
off the bat. Like it's, and also I always say like a podcast. I always think I know how it's gonna go, but it never goes the way I expect. I always walk away with new information or a new perspective on something. So having you in here and talking about this is really important, and you know.
Yeah, and we want to share your content consistently. You know, put your stuff out there, get behind what you're doing, and that's what we do generally with all of our guests because that's what you have to do, right? Especially with nonprofits and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
We want to reach more veterans all across the country. You know, one of the programs I would ask your audience for help is we started that National Ship a Suit program, and we get 30 to 50 new requests a month, and just to send a suit in the mail to someone's $10.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
we do have on our website a link that says donate, and when you hit donate, you can sponsor 1 veteran, 2 veterans, 3 veterans, so we can send a suit in someone's honor.
Yep.
And we'll tell you the veteran that we're sending it to. We'll tell you the reason he needs it or she needs it.
Yep.
So
I think that's great.
That has been, as we grow national, that has been taken, you know, we've getting more and more requests. So we actually have over 1,000 veterans on a waiting list right now. We're looking to catch up. So
Oh, wow.
Get on that site, donate, sponsor a veteran. So what? So how many people did you say you had on the list again?
There's 1,700. We haven't. So we probably reached 300. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the website?
If you just go to our website, www.saveasuit.org,
Yep.
and click the donate button, you can suit up 1 to I think as many as 10 veterans, and we'll tell them, hey, you know, this is from Eric.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
And we get them to send a picture back with the suit on.
Yes.
So it's,
Yeah.
everything's very transparent. So.
Yes, we are
Awesome.
donating that. I'm literally going to make you donate that suit.
Well, I should anyway.
Yeah,
And it's only $40. $40
let it go.
Well, actually, I kind of need it. I'm just kidding.
No, you don't.
No, I
you
don't. I never wear that suit.
No.
All right, I'll be the first to donate out of the Mack Talks
Yes.
suit, and then you'll be next at some point.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. You want to stick around and play Mack Move or Wack Move with us? Or
I'd
what?
love to.
All
Let's
right,
do
cool. Yeah. All right. This is Chase's favorite part of the program.
Yeah.
So, Chase, tell him what the Mack Move or Wack Move is all about.
All right, Scott. So I am going to basically pitch you a topic from the news, and then you're just going to, I mean, it's very straightforward. If you think it's great, if you agree with it, it's a Mack move. If you disagree with it, you think it's whack, it's a Wack move. That's it. We're going to do 5 topics. And today, really, like I said, is saturated with the news of the coronavirus. So it's really like the coronavirus episode. So I'm glad that we were able to focus so much on Save a Suit in the beginning without all this doom and gloom overshadowing.
It's
our
really hard to
conversation.
find Mack Move or Wack Move topics that don't.
Yeah. By the way, this was the hardest one episode ever for finding topics. I mean, it was brutal. Like everything is coronavirus. You go to business, technology, sports, everything.
We just call it Corona content, is what
Corona
we call
content.
it now, actually. But
So
go
if
ahead.
we like it, we say Mack Move.
Yep.
And if we don't,
Yep. So if we
Wack
think,
Move.
yep.
and show it to the camera or try to. At least. Yeah, there's your camera right there. Awesome. All right, you want to start?
Yep.
All
Go
right.
ahead, bro.
All right, topic number 1. So, New York's governor just announced that the state is making its own hand sanitizer produced by prison inmates. The goal is to create 100,000 gallons of free hand sanitizer a week.
This is very, very interesting. Like I want to think that
This one's deep.
I want to think that it is deep because I
deep.
want to think that it's a Mack move because it seems like it's like the right thing to do. But all I know is government cannot be in business. I mean, they can't deliver the goddamn mail, and now all of a sudden they're going to be. You know what I mean? Like I have an issue with it in that sense because I could see them possibly, you know, having it work out in the beginning, but then ultimately it being something that doesn't work out in the long run and it costs us money because that's always what happens. So I'm going to go and say Wack Move on that. You know,
Wack Move.
if Gary V was the one that was the governor doing this, 100% I'm behind it. Mack Move. But it's not Gary Vee. It's Cuomo. And I don't care if it's Cuomo or if it's Democrat, Republican. I don't give a shit who it is. I'm just saying they would all do it. So that's my stance. Scott, what do you got?
Go ahead.
Well, this is easy for me. I got to stay in the middle, so I'm just going to go.
Yep, I hear you. It's a tough one.
Are they paying the prisoners to do this?
I would imagine it's a work program.
Yeah,
right?
they don't. That would be like almost slavery if you're not paying them and they're working to create this hand sanitizer. And ultimately, Scott, if this costs us money, I don't really have that much big of a problem with it. If the prisoners are getting paid and the hand sanitizer is going out to people who need it for free and it's costing the government or the taxpayer money, I don't really have that much of a problem with it. It sounds like a good use of people who are in recovery from criminality. So I'm going Mack Move, and you can call me a little boy all day, but I think this is actually one of the smarter things that Cuomo's done in the past, since he's been elected.
I hear you. All right. So
do you hear me? Do you? Or are you just playing your stupid button? You're not even listening. All right. That's it. All right. So we got 2 Mack Moves and a Wack Move. That's
no
it.
Jeremy Renner sound effect.
No, because
if we get all the same, we hit the Jeremy Renner sound effect. Go ahead.
All right. Topic number 2.
This one's easy. I mean,
is it?
Yeah. MLB, NHL, NBA, MLS, NCAA. The list can keep going. Tennis. I mean, you have 4, but you literally can just say everything is suspended seasons. And I mean,
so all pro sports leagues are suspended until further notice. Most of them are around 30 days, so they'll probably start back up around April.
Yeah, but nobody knows. Nobody knows. It could also be it could also completely cancel and they don't do it at all this season, which would be, I mean, that's terrible for our economy, for our morale as a country. I feel bad for the seniors, for the college students that the high school students as well, because a lot of high school kids, this is their last time to be an athlete, right? This is their last game, this is their last, and now all that's canceled. Same thing with seniors in college. That might be the last time that they're going to be an athlete.
Oh yeah.
And they didn't get to finish their career the way they were supposed to finish their career.
I feel so bad for these NCAA basketball players who, a lot of them, they're D1. They're heading into the biggest moment of their life. So for some of them, is March Madness, and to have that just pulled out from under you, because of some stupid virus that started in China.
Don't start talking about that wet market again. I'm gonna go Mack Move just because you got to do it, right? I mean, it's gonna spread it more. What's the word? Contagion or whatever.
Yeah,
it is.
but I
it's
think
gonna spread more. You have to shut shit down. I mean, it's frustrating, and it's.
But what about the playing behind without spectators? I
know, but the thing is, these people are going to be sweating on each other, and
that's the issue.
That's the issue. That's actually probably more of the issue than the spectators.
I think the issue is as soon as one person, even remotely related to one of those athletes, gets sick, they're forced to shut it down.
Yeah,
you almost have no choice.
Scott, what do you got?
As a military guy, I feel like this is a time we need the government to step up and solve these problems. I don't like what's going on right now, but I think from from a liability standpoint, if they don't shut down and try to disinfect, there could be a lot of lawsuits. So I think the other end is if one player has it, they know, and they don't shut everything down and take the 2 weeks to disinfect everything, there could be a lot of lawsuits.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a Mack Move.
Hopefully
they figure it out.
Yeah, gotta do it. I mean, the other thing is, this isn't we know what's coming. This isn't we don't know what's coming. We know what's coming. What's happening in Italy is coming here. It's just a matter of how bad is it going to be that bad? Because Italy is actually, they're saying, almost just as bad as China, they're saying. It's really bad there, and it has something to do with how they are with the flu anyway, which I don't really understand. I guess
their health care system.
Yeah, just the flu in general over there is supposedly really bad already. So I don't really know, but I think you have to do it.
There's a lot dying.
They had 200 die in Italy in 24 hours.
Yeah,
that's a pretty big number. And I get it, the numbers are low now, but really quickly it can get out of hand. You know what I mean? So and then as far as the as far as like I've been hearing some things which is very complicated to do. Is like they might give these kids another year of eligibility for the NCAA, which is then tricky because then you're kind of screwing the kids that are coming in. You know what I mean? Because they're not going to get an extra year. You know what I mean? So it's like, but I don't know. I'm sure we're going to figure it out. We've gotten through a lot of other shit, so I'm sure we'll be able to figure it out. For me, I'm just pissed that when I turn on SportsCenter, it's the same thing as CNN. Like, it's no goddamn different. Like, I can't escape. You can't escape the news right now. You used to be able to be like, all right, let me watch sports and not watch the news and all this shit that's going on. You can't do that anymore.
You can. With movies, Netflix, and video games, you can escape the news.
You're right.
Yeah, and those industries right now are booming, probably. Not movie theaters because people are not going to go to the movies, but home movies and streaming
is popping.
Streaming services.
It's the only thing that is
and video games too. I'm sure people are like buying.
So what did you say? Did you say it was a Mack Move?
I don't know. I feel like I have to go Wack Move out of concern for the safety.
What's your?
I don't want to say because it's bad for everything. Like, this is bad for everything. And shutting these things down is bad for everything and everyone. But we have to do it.
So then it's a Mack Move, not a Wack Move.
Well, didn't you guys do Wack Move?
No, we did Mack Move. It's a Mack Move that they closed everything down.
All right, it's a Mack Move.
This guy wrote these topics. All right, let's go. That's topic number 2. Topic number 3.
Like, you've never messed that up before.
Oh, I never.
He's never messed
play
it
some
up.
Music?
Look at my...
Yeah, play the music, dude.
Oh, wait, yeah,
Now
on.
look
my
at you.
soundboard went to sleep. Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Oh, no. You double tapped it.
Soundboard went to sleep. Where is it? Oh, they move my shit around all the time. That's it. That's Jeremy
That's called
Renner.
a consensus quake when we all agree on something.
Here we go. We got a young entrepreneur for topic number 3. Student suspended from school for selling squirts of hand sanitizer to classmates. Now, this is that entrepreneurial coronavirus content. That's what this is. Some might call it you're taking advantage of people with inside of mass hysteria. But hey, he's just a young lad, just, trying to navigate through life. It's, I don't have a problem with it.
That was a short window, too, because school's closed. So he had like a couple of days and he's like, oh, I'll make a couple bucks here.
Here's the best part. She was 7. She was 7.
Oh.
And she was in the Bronx.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
She was 7, and she's very entrepreneurial. She said that she was amassing nearly 198,000 reactions and 98,000 comments about her entrepreneurial savvy story. I love this kid. I think this kid is going places. I get it. You shouldn't take advantage of things that are happening like this.
Fear-mongering?
But I don't think that's what this child was trying to do. I think this child was, trying to get some of those video games that you're talking about because there's nothing else you can do.
Yeah.
So, yes, I get it. It's right on the edge. If the kid was 17, I'd go Wack Move. Kid 7, I'm going Mack Move. That's what I'm doing. What do you got?
Wow, this is a tough one.
Yeah, it is.
I'm just assuming at 7 years old, everything was in the up and up. So if I'm assuming that, and, I enjoy being an entrepreneur.
Yep.
So I'm definitely going to go with this one. I can see why they all got uptight, but I'm going to go Mack Move. You got to give it to her.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, don't discipline her or punish her for being entrepreneurial. That's the type of thing you need to nurture.
Yeah, you just need to turn it in another
Have
direction.
a different discussion with it. Hey, listen,
Yes,
what you did,
this is awesome.
This is the reason why you shouldn't be doing it. We don't want other kids doing it that, have
Yeah.
bad intentions. But great job.
7 years
But
old, though?
why suspend her?
Yeah.
7?
Yeah.
Like,
When I
7.
when I was 10, I was in elementary school and I won a 5-pound bag of Jolly Ranchers at this contest. I think it was spelling bee, and I came in whatever place and I won, and I sold each Jolly Rancher for 25 cents.
I'm a fun
each,
guy.
and I made like $25 in a day. Like, it was so much. And then at the end of the day, the teachers pulled me aside and they shut it down.
Yeah, but you didn't get suspended.
I didn't get suspended or anything.
Yeah.
But they were just like, hey, you can't sell things to other students in here. And I wasn't fear-mongering. I was just candy-mongering.
When you went that you were 10 years old, I almost went to 10-year-old Chase voice because I did that last episode, remember?
Yeah, you can't do that 2 episodes in a row.
I know, I can't. So I did something similar, a little bit different, a little bit similar. I did the gambling tickets in 9th grade.
Gambling.
And I made it
tickets.
4 weeks. Yeah, you know the little tickets where you basically you buy the tickets for $4 or $5 or $2, whatever you wanted to buy, and then you pick the teams that you wanted. I was basically tried to be a bookie.
Oh, you were a
Yeah.
bookie.
Yeah. And I would actually post them like on the lockers, so it didn't make
Wow,
it.
that's
Couple of weeks.
That's next level.
Couple of weeks, I made it, and I happened to win a couple too. And they thought that was unfair. I can't help it if I know how to pick them. What the hell? Can't help it if I was little Stu Finer Jr.
What you were just describing sounds borderline illegal. So I was just selling Jolly Ranchers.
Listen, I didn't break anybody's legs.
You can't do sports
Entrepreneur
gambling.
in his mind.
Yes, exactly.
How old were you again?
Exactly. It was freshman year. It was way too old to be doing shit like that.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Mack Move. Mack Move.
We got it? We got it? All right.
Another one.
All right. What do you got for topic number 4, buddy? Let
All
me
right.
guess. Let me guess. Does it have coronavirus in the headline?
Yeah.
All righty
I'm
then.
sorry,
Let's
guy.
go. Corona
I
content.
just leaned into it this episode.
Go ahead.
So topic number 4. JetBlue bans passenger who notified crew after landing that he tested positive for coronavirus.
So it's funny that this is one of the stories because I saw this and my question is he banned
Are you traveling
forever?
on planes? Are you?
Who's this guy? Is he banned forever? Like forever? For his existence?
Lifetime ban.
But he didn't know he had it. He just took the test. But I
He
guess if you
knew
knew
he
you
had
had
it.
it, I guess if
He
you
knew
know
he
you
had
have the
it.
symptoms,
So
then you.
I think
no, he took the test. I heard this story. He took the test before he got on the plane. Found out when he landed he tested positive. But I get it. So he took
That
the test.
changes the story right there.
Yes, but my point is that I don't know though. Like, if you are sick enough that they're going to administer you, like if you have the symptoms that they're going to administer you one of these tests, as you know, these tests are not. They're not just. These tests aren't everywhere. We've only tested like 100 people in Connecticut, so these tests are not everywhere yet. Mm-hmm. So, based upon that, like if they just tested you for coronavirus, hey, maybe you should sit this flight out and wait until it comes back the next day.
Yeah.
And I think that's JetBlue's philosophy on that.
It's so tricky, right?
But maybe he had to get home. So what's he going to do? He's like, I'm going to stay here. If I stay here, then I'm not going to be able to get home.
I think if you feel sick at all, you should stay home, regardless of if you've been tested or not. Like if you feel sick and you have symptoms, stay home.
I would agree.
And
I don't know. I want
this
to
guy,
say there's so many
was
things that I
he-
want to
yeah, but
say, but
was-
we're on a
was he
podcast right
taking-
now. Like I can't as a
It mimics the flu, so
Yes.
it's tough. They're saying most of the cases could be just the flu, not
exactly.
coronavirus.
Or
So,
even like sometimes you might even get it and it passes and it feels like a cold.
I think they
not
just said
even.
60%
Are not even gonna feel anything.
Yeah, so it's a tricky one.
Yeah, that's where it's.
If he was feeling symptoms and then he got on a plane, then I would say for the airline banning him, Mack Move. But if he didn't exhibit any symptoms and he was just taking the test to take the test and he didn't, then I think they should show some leniency. This guy didn't know. And, he didn't know until he landed, and he also wasn't exhibiting symptoms. So I would say Wack Move for banning him. So, but I don't know that information. So that's my take.
It's super tricky. Like if his throat was burning and he had a serious respiratory thing and they gave him a test,
It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Don't just
like you could kill an old person, bro. But now I will also say this is that lifetime ban?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
how
what
about
I'm-
we reevaluate this? Like, in a little while. Like, the guy made a mistake.
Right.
The guy made a mistake, and honestly, if I were to ever get banned from an airline, I would prefer it be Delta.
yeah. JetBlue is not a good one to be banned
yeah,
from.
like
So I'm gonna go Wack Move just because lifetime bans I feel like only apply to certain things, and one of those certain things should not be Pete Rose. But I don't know. I just think maybe we need to reevaluate it. What do you think?
I agree with you. I
Yeah.
think the circumstances could be either way, but the lifetime ban. I don't know when this world got so severe.
Slapping lifetime bans
holy
on people.
I could see. Okay,
I could see
a
them.
year,
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah.
The scary
lifetime?
The scary part would be if he can't get his points.
Oh, points don't
That's what I'd be pissed about.
Oh
He
yeah.
definitely can't get his points.
Yeah, he cannot get
give
his
it a
points.
whack.
They're done. His points are done.
That's funny.
Yeah, I guess Wack Move. What's the point? I mean, what are they like making an example of this
It was
guy?
definitely
Like, don't get on
unethical.
a flight, otherwise we'll give you.
I will say it was definitely.
We haven't been in the gym.
It was definitely the wrong one. It was definitely like an unethical decision by him. But let's not start throwing out lifetime bans all the time because people make unethical decisions. I mean, this guy's my the things I do in front of this guy, the shit I yell in this office in front of this guy.
I should give this
occasionally
guy
when I
a
get
lifetime
upset.
ban.
You know what I mean?
You know
Like
what I
I might
mean?
get a
Like
lifetime.
all of us over a year.
Exactly. So, all right. So that's topic number 4. And Chase, we are gonna bring it home here with topic number 5.
All right,
which
so
is
it's just the travel ban because it's a little tricky because he said so. Basically, Trump, has announced on Wednesday that he would ban all travel into the country from any outside country, so nobody can come into the U.S. But U.S. citizens can fly anywhere in the world right now, and believe me, they are. They are flying everywhere. They got mega cheap flights right now.
and then but can we fly other places or no?
Yes, I just said that.
But then we can't get back.
Yeah, you can't get back.
You can get back.
Yeah, you
Americans can come back?
Americans can come back. Yeah.
So you can go. So you can go and come back leisurely, but no one else can come. So you can go there and get it and come back, but you
How
can't come
crazy
here
is
with
that?
it.
Yeah, how crazy is
That
that?
seems a little. I get
They
it. They're
did-
limiting it.
Yeah, they put out some, different rules that he said after the initial speech came out. And
Yeah.
it was like, I think Americans can come back. And
Oh, you put out some of those alternative rules. That's what it was. It was. Here's what I said, but this is what I
Dude,
meant.
it's so Trump to be like, yeah, we can go anywhere, but you guys can't. Like, that's so just.
The fact that he will not take the test, I don't understand. Like, I don't get that. Listen, I posted on Facebook first thing this morning, somebody in the White House is coming down with coronavirus in the next 24 hours. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Didn't it happen in Canada?
Yeah, the wife already has it, and that means he has it.
They're
probably.
in quarantine, yeah.
Well, it depends on how long they've
Both
been
of them.
married for. If they're going 20 years, I don't think he's got it. That's that Corona
marriage
hitter.
jokes, jeez.
Corona dad jokes all day. So yeah, what's the topic here? What are we talking about? So I mean, I think that like.
Is it a
it's
Mack
a
Move or a
little
Wack
tricky.
Move?
Like
Yeah,
I
it's
get it,
weird.
you need to limit it, but you're gonna send people there and allow them to come back. Isn't that kind of the same thing? I mean, I guess you're limiting it. It really kind of comes down to the same thing, I think, as the NCAA thing. But the monkey wrench is the fact that we can go places. No, what's her face? The 4-foot traveler. She's stuck where?
Yeah, she's in.
Huh.
But I think maybe somebody had it. I don't know because she,
don't know the
how much can
details.
you really tell from someone's Instagram story what the situation is? She just goes hashtag quarantine, which probably just gets more. I don't bet you she's not even. Well, she might be
Bro,
quarantined.
you see my
but-
Instagram stories. They are very detailed, bro.
Yeah,
I give every step of the way.
Yeah, you go deep.
I mean, I think it's kind of a Mack move because you should do a travel ban, but then I think it's a Wack move that people can come and go, like that they can come back. I would not be leaving the United States right now if I were somebody. Like you've got some gundalones on you if you're going to do that. Seriously, because you're going to get stuck somewhere. You know?
Yeah,
So,
there are people working on coming home.
I'm going to go that it's it's a Wack move is what it is. Because if you're going to ban it, don't let us go to other countries.
There's probably a caveat where if you're in China, you can't come back for like 30 days.
No, there's this kid in New Fairfield that's been trying to come back.
Yeah, but is he being successful? Like, is he
No,
coming
I
back?
don't think
no,
so.
he's not.
And
They're not going to let anybody from China come here.
Yeah.
no.
Not even if you're an American.
So for that reason, I think, people from Italy or China, is it fair? Probably not, but if
You
we
gotta
let
limit it.
Yeah. So I'm going to give it a Mack move.
Yep.
Because I think we just need some time
Yeah.
to figure this out.
But I'm saying turn it up and stop people from like I get it, get our people back here if you can, and they're over there. Maybe test them first. I mean, it's all over the place. Here's the thing though. It's all over the place.
Yeah,
like there's the people that think like, oh, we'll limit, like it's all over the place. It's just a matter of how to contain it and what's going to happen with it. Like I mean, it has to be, right? In New Rochelle, they have 100 people that 115 people that have tested positive, and they've got this park set up, like this public park, as a testing station. And the National Guard is there. Did you see all that? New Rochelle they said, is the worst spot in the United States, I think, right now.
And we're right next to it.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just a matter
45 minutes away.
I will say this though,
An hour?
if you told me that you could only get coronavirus one time, I would take it to the face right now. I would. Let's get it over with.
Well, because right now is when all like they're canceling everything and schools canceled.
When this shit picks back up again and we start getting busy with work, don't hit me with it then. Don't hit me with it.
Yeah,
then.
you actually want to get it right now, right in the heat of the because you don't want to get it too soon, because then you might get reinfected or something, right?
Yes.
And you don't want to get it too late, because then everything's back and you're sick.
Yeah.
So you want to get it right when it's hot, right now.
I will say, I washed my hands more times in the last week than ever.
Ever in my life.
Ever in my life.
Yeah.
Real quick too, like
A lot of hand sanitizer.
But they're saying the washing of the hands is way better than the hand sanitizer. Like, washing your hands is on a different level.
But it kills 99.99997%.
That's what it says
of
on
the germs.
the bottle.
Yeah.
Aunt Mary Pat said that there's only 10% alcohol in there and 90% glitter. And those little jimmies. Shout out to Aunt Mary Pat, entrepreneur. Anyway, that's it.
Mack Move, I guess.
Yeah. That's it.
Travel ban.
That's it. Scott,
I was gonna say something else. I forgot what it was though.
thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thank you for allowing us to share our mission.
We're
I
definitely
appreciate it.
we're definitely gonna connect with you. We're gonna support this thing. We're gonna get behind you. We're gonna make you some video content.
Awesome.
We're gonna get it
Look
going.
forward to it.
Yes.
Help more veterans.
Yes.
Give us the
I
any
look like
websites,
such a schlub for this
social
episode.
media handles, anything that you want to give out, any events that you want to shout out. Go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. Website, www.saveasuit.org. Events. We have an event in Maryland at the end of April 24th, and a big event in Connecticut for our women veterans. Give them a big shout out. Want to thank Megan Henry for being our spokeswoman for that. She is a strong Army woman. Trust me, I worked out with her. So at the end of May, we're going to be suiting up women veterans at the Coast Guard Academy. So please help us out.
Awesome. Chaserford,
That's it. We're out, guys.
you're not even going to give us our handle. You're not even going to tell anybody.
Guys,
to
if
give
you
us
want, if you love our content and you love me and Scott and you think we're just the bee's knees, go to www.themacktalks.com. You can find all of our content there. You can find, our intern Jason has been helping us with updating the site.
Shout out to Jason.
Shout
He's
out
the
to
man.
Jason. All of our content's on there. Go to www.themacktalks.com. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud, Spotify, anywhere you listen to your podcast. That's where you can find us at MACK Talks, the Mack Talks, guys. Thanks so much. Scott, you're the man.
Boy,
Thank you.
little boy.
All right, we're out of here. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.